Attention. The upcoming video is only JD's opinion. If you disagree with what is discussed, ease your anguish with a pack of Fig Newtons and Capri Suns. Thank you. Well, that was fun to make. Speaking of fun to make, it's going to be another top 5 video. Naturally, after the last one, my 5 favorite cars, some of y'all asked for me to do a 5 dislike cars, and I think I put that at the end of that one, that if enough people wanted, I would make that. So I do want to put a small, tiny disclaimer in here. I don't actually hate any cars in iRacing, so don't take this too seriously. This is just my personal opinion. Some of y'all are really, really skilled in these cars, and I just want to kind of get better with them. So feel free to like and subscribe, and also feel free to let me have it if you think I'm way off with these. So let's get into it. Starting off with this top 5, we're going to go with the super late model, and this one feels a little unfair, which is why it's number 5, because it's a very unique car. It's unique in the way it turns. You almost turn more with the brake than you do the steering wheel, and I kind of like that about it, but it's very hard to do, hard to control sometimes. That's a theme you're going to probably see on here, is hard to control, but it also has some pretty nasty blind spots, and it is satisfying when you drive it right. And this is the only car I've actually been disqualified in. I ran the Winter Derby, which is the snowball derby that they have here in Pensacola in the wintertime. It was a lot of fun to run it. I got to like lap 270, and I had too many incident points. And I actually have a small clip on one of my funny moments. I'll have to put it in here. I landed a flip, which was kind of funny. But yeah, it's number 5. And now for number 4, I have to start off with an apology. I am sorry, Kova. I'm sorry. I know this is one of your favorite cars, but it is not one of mine. And that is the Legends Ford 34 Coupe. Now, the dirt one's cool. I like the dirt one. But the oval one, it's so hard to pass in this thing. I don't think I've ever even passed a car while driving it before. The sound is a little weird. It just feels kind of slow, and I just get killed in every race. But like I said, I do like the dirt one. Number 3, and now we're starting to get into cars that I'm not feeling too bad about saying I just don't like. The Formula V is unique. It was the very first road car I ever took out, and I was like, okay. This thing's going to train you for Formula 1 eventually. And I get the principles are kind of the same, but it just plain goes against every instinct of driving I have. And I just spin it. You know, you kind of have to brake before you turn, but I'm so used to braking and turning. And then it'll spin out when I turn, when I brake, even when I accelerate. I just don't understand the science of it. There is one redeeming quality, though. Kova will hold these soapbox tournaments on Mount Washington that are a lot of fun. So, there is that. Oh, no. No. Number 2, Justin. Mr. DJ EJ. Please don't kill me, man. I know that this is a staple for your channel. But speaking of easy to spin, like the Formula V, the ARCA is probably the easiest to spin. In my personal opinion. The whole culture of ARCA racing is just off. It's almost like a meme at this point, it begs for cautions, or even open setups, because one mistake and you're done, you're out of the race, and a lot of times, how many times are you taking the green flag and there's a wreck right at the very beginning and it's like you're done and it's over. Cautions would help you get back in it, but this one without cautions, it's bad, and it's just hard to keep track of where you are in a race with all the chaos going on. And it has a very arcade feel to it, and I just don't like it very much. But ARCA's a staple. You can't deny that. Now, before we get into number 1 and just make everybody mad, I thought it'd be fun to do the same kind of thing I did for my last top 5 with a honorable mentions list. But, of course, this would be a dishonorable mentions because these are cars I dislike. But don't look too much into that. It's just a play on words, so relax. But the first one is going to be the Lucas Oil Off-Road Pro 2 Light truck. Sorry, Eric. I know that this is one of your favorites, and it is fun to drive. But I like the Pro 4 one a lot more. This one just always feels like it's lacking in power. If I had to describe it, it would be like I'm about to blow my foot through the floor because I'm hitting the gas too hard. And it is a fun truck, though. All right, now this one, it absolutely kills me to put on the dishonorable mentions list, and that is the NASCAR Next Gen Cup car. Look, it's filled with tons of controversy with safety and its real world counterpart. Obviously, on a sim, we don't have to worry about that. It just reminds me of the state of NASCAR right now, where it's just, ugh. I really miss the old days. I will say this: it is a great road course car, but I think that they've gotten into road courses a little too much. I wish they'd kind of get back to their roots a little bit, but it is a good road course car, and it's easier to drive on them, so I will give it that. My biggest problem with it is just put the doggone number back where it belongs. I hate it moved up forward. Number 1, the Dirt Late model. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is probably the most controversial thing to put on here. I don't want to hate arguably the most popular dirt car out there, and especially one of the most competitive. But to this day, I have never completed a single lap successfully. I cannot even control this thing. And I've only done a couple races in it, and I do mean like 2 or 3, just a couple. And every time I got in there, people just laid into me like I was the biggest pile of you-know-what. They really gave me a hard time. I didn't even wreck anybody. I just took myself out, and it was awful. But it was months and months ago. I don't even think I had a YouTube channel back the last time I tried this car. But it's sheer design. The way the nose is, it's designed to pretty much just lift and spin you out of the way, so you can't really hit anybody. It's a really cool car. I do like the way it looks and the way it sounds and the way it drives. If I could just figure it out, it's still an awesome car. Maybe someday I'll be able to figure it out. And there we have it, guys. Those are my top 5 most disliked cars in iRacing so far. It could change, just like I said at the end of the last one. And just like I said at the beginning of this video, if you like these cars, awesome. Then keep racing them, because someday I do hope to get better with them. If you see me driving one of these and you want to give me some tips, I would greatly appreciate it. Or if you have any tips in the comments, write me a comment, or if you just want to yell at me for putting your favorite car on this list, and do that too. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But all I care about is that you enjoyed the video. And if you guys want to see more top 5s, let me know. Because like I said, they're nearly endless. I got a lot of ideas for top 5s. I love you guys so much. And I can't thank you enough for all the support. And I'll see you next time. God bless.